here's Jimmy Ott and Charles Hedegriff.
Yeah, for some reason or another, you sound a little taller on radio.
Is it live? Is it live?
From Ruffino's on Highland Road, welcome to the Friday edition.
Love is in the air.
You gonna sing for us today?
Everywhere. I'm not good at lyrics, but I got that love is in the air.
Yeah. The full scope of Valentine's Day. When you go to a place like this.
Colucci flower tips. Huh?
Yeah, we got that yesterday.
So what would you do, A, B, or C, if you had all three options? This is good for Max, son. This is
really better for Max. Yeah, give him all three options. You get the full gambit in a place like Ruffino.
I didn't bring his headset because we're an hour earlier, and he said he was going to be late, and he's freaking here.
Okay, well, give me the options. I mean, give me the options. A, B, or C.
Well, A, yeah, you go out to a restaurant.
Okay.
B,
good.
You cook at the house. You cook at the house or the apartment, the condo, whatever. You know, I mean, it's
okay.
Some ladies are more impressed with, and if you're good.
Yeah.
You know, and then C is let Mama Colucci fix a meal that you can just warm up and pretend it's your own. Max, what would you do?
That's really good.
Max is done. He's adorable.
Option A is safe. Okay, you make a reservation. You go to a restaurant. You know it's someplace that she likes.
You know it's funny.
That's safe.
I think young people consider it almost like an insult if you don't take her, a young lady, you don't take her out.
Right.
Okay. Oh, he's going cheap. He's just cooking at the house. When, you know, you can, I've seen plenty of, home chefs that can, but that Mama Colucci's, I don't know. I'd say early. The safe bet is take out. Yes, come to Ruffino.
It's very
safe. Call in October and get your reservation for Valentine's Day.
Don't call today.
Howard said he could fit all kinds of people in today.
don't even joke about that. My
if you have a problem coming in last minute, just talk to Barry.
Yeah, always accommodate. You know the pressure's on.
Howard?
You know who the pressure's on for this? It's people that are in a beginning relationship. Okay, you're not like in an established relationship. You just started dating somebody.
Well, duh, Charlie. That's the whole thing. Yes.
No. You could screw up a longer relationship on Valentine's Day. But if you're in a beginning relationship and you're not quite, but that's where too little or too much blow the whole thing.
Charlie, you're really not split. Of course. Yes. I mean, just trying to figure out you're the one, and vice versa. Yes. You got a lot of pressure on you. You're not in an early relationship. You got pressure on you tonight?
No.
Okay. Okay.
But
neither do I.
But if you're in a long-term relationship and you screw up Valentine's Day, that's not good. Okay.
Yes, the younger, it's just as you get older, you realize this is a big sham. Okay.
It's economics.
I mean, this is like Cinco de Mayo.
Did you ever think about what the calendar would be like economically if there were no holidays? Think about it. If you wiped out every holiday, no Christmas, no 4th of July, no Memorial Day, no Easter.
That's a very good point, Charlie.
Yeah, if you wipe that out, I mean, you would seriously screw with the economics of this country.
I mean,
so this is just another one.
What would Livingston Parish do without 4th of July?
Yeah,
the big cat fireworks, buy 7 get 1 free, or something. Buy 1 get 7 free.
What would every Mexican restaurant in town do without Cinco de Mayo? And it's a big hit for them.
Right? I was in my, I think I was even almost 30, late 20s, and I was fired up. Mexico for Cinco de Mayo. What a freaking fool I was. I mean, what a fool
I would have fell for it too. You told the story before, but it absolutely makes sense. Like, this is going to be a really
mañana, tomorrow, Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
¿Qué hace? What's going on?
You know, like, it's Thursday. We don't care.
Okay. What? Huh?
But I would have fallen for it too. When we went to Ireland, we went for St. Patrick's Day. That was not a
No,
disappointment.
they have a parade,
They-
Charlie.
a big
Dublin,
parade, okay.
Tiger. Didn't they go into one we were at?
They went to the next one.
The next one,
They went
okay.
to the next one.
Okay.
No, it's like the 4th of July meets Mardi Gras in Dublin, Ireland for St. Patrick's Day. That was not a disappointment.
Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras.
Mardi. I like that. I like that. No, I like that. I like don't change. No, I'm not picking. I think that's one of the fun things about our state. You go from New Orleans to Baton Rouge to Lafayette to Hanson to North Louisiana. There's different little cultures all
Yes.
within. That's a good thing, Charlie.
I've told you.
I'm
And
not
you've been
picking.
down to the small town
Trust me.
Mardi Gras. You've
don't
been to
pick
the
'em
big
up.
ones.
Oh no, it's the best. That's the most. That's it. I can't. I haven't been to every Mardi. I gotta tell you, I'd have a little time. Have a little issue warming up to chasing after the chickens in my move. Just not my thing.
Right.
Kind of, just kind of like those dudes with the mask. I'm kind of creeps me out a little bit. Makes me uncomfortable.
I like the
But
horses, though.
the crew of sucrose, that is a throw down, Jack. That is a throw down. Y'all had to yank me out. I didn't want to leave.
It was good. Yeah.
I was singing with the
band's done.
band Journey. Yes, indeed, man.
Band's
Singing
done.
happy. But you were the highlight. To see you with the makeup and the king
Right.
mustache and beard, the
Right.
goatee, whatever, and the crown. No. I could not stop laughing.
It was
I was in it. It is etched. Some things you'll never forget.
Yes.
I will never forget Mardi Gras
Mardi Gras
at
Franklin,
Hanson
yeah.
High.
Yeah.
Freaking
It's a good
yes.
one.
And
What's a good
yeah,
one?
yeah,
What
baby.
else? What else is today? Opening day of baseball season. That's why we're on early today.
Which happens from time to time. You always talk about that. Valentine's Day at the box. Huh?
Yeah. Valentine's
I thought
Day.
we moved this season back.
No, it's been this week for a while.
But I thought we like 20 years ago it could be February. It could be opening day at Valentine's.
20 years ago.
I mean, am I misremembering?
No, they set a uniform start date for everybody in college baseball about 15, 20 years ago. Because before that, the California schools would start early. And they would start like at the end of January, and they thought they were getting an advantage. Which they were, yeah. But it's like, hey, I'm sorry, it's warmer in San Diego than Columbus, Ohio, in late January.
It's not today, but it's warmer in Baton Rouge than it is in Columbus, Ohio.
So they set this uniform start date. I forgot what year that was.
So is that the fair thing that because they've been itching? We're tired of playing these SEC teams in football.
Yeah.
In Miami, in the Superdome, in Pasadena. We want them on our turf.
Yeah. They push.
Is that fair? Just
yeah.
I mean,
it's a completely fair.
In SMU going up there and playing in that.
They floated the idea of a March start date for college baseball several years back, and it never got any traction.
I thought they just moved it back a week.
They did, but they
tell me that's 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, Charlie, I hadn't had a Valentine's Day.
Wow.
I mean, is that what it is?
So
it's been 20 years since they had a Valentine's Day.
No, not necessarily. But they tried to move it back to March, but that would have moved the College World Series into July, and they didn't want any part of that. It was an economic thing because it involved housing and feeding college baseball players in the regular season well after the semesters had ended. So that was one of the big reasons. Also, Omaha wasn't wild about the idea of the College World Series being on or after the 4th of July, so it never really got any steam. And so the northern teams continue to have to spend most of their March on these snowbird trips coming down here.
I mean, they're just never going to really be able to be on a level playing field. Just can't.
No,
just can't.
It won't.
I mean, I'm not building any domes in the Big Ten.
Correct. It's not a big revenue sport in the Northeast.
Speaking of which, we talk big game, James. I heard somebody say, "Well, we'll see." But got Knowles, whatever. Can he win some more big games? Does he get credit for big games by winning 2 playoff games against SMU and Boise, or not? To make it to the semifinal, they did. Or he just caught the draw where before they can fix it in not next year, for the year after,
You know what I
where
think?
he won't have that seed and have the same draw.
This is what I think about that. If you're a Penn State fan, I don't think it changed your mind. If you were in the Franklin camp before, this is something you can use. Say, we made the national semifinals. If you were not in the Franklin camp before, I think you use this and say, well, it was Boise and SMU. If you were in one of those camps, I don't know that this changed your mind.
I will say this. This is how many of those games, the big game James, did he have the better roster? Very few.
I would say that there were maybe a couple of those pre the last 5 years against Michigan that maybe they would have won or at least comparable with you remember Harbaugh's run there against, what was it? Ohio State, Michigan State, and Penn State was pretty poor there for the first 5 years or so that he was there. There was something like 2-9. Some of those,
Yeah,
and then the last 5 years
he was going against better teams.
Yeah, then the last
best roster won.
Well, you asked me how many times Franklin had the better roster against those big teams. I would say some of those early Harbaugh teams, he had a better roster.
Very few. Okay, the one he
Probably
lost,
never
the one he
against
lost
Penn
this
State,
year,
against
and they're
Ohio
giving him
State.
some credit. He had a better roster than Notre Dame.
Yeah, absolutely.
He had a better roster than Notre Dame. I mean, the quarterback was so freaking bad.
He was. They played that game 10 times. Penn State really should win 8.
What they did? They took. Remember, they went like 95 yards. They took the ball out the guy's hand.
Yeah.
I mean,
some of those passes. Now, I thought I can't ever remember where I thought he had a better roster than Ohio State since he's been there. Okay?
Never.
They were more competitive this year. The game was 20-13, I think was the final. In Penn State, because they had the early lead, remember?
Ohio State.
They got the turnover and they got the early lead.
It's 17-10, I think it was.
Okay, a touchdown.
Yeah. Because they went up 10. It might have been 20-13, 17-10 or 20-13, and they were inside the one.
And Ohio State had the best roster.
Ohio State was not Ohio State playoff.
No, they got better as the season went along.
No, they got better as soon as they lost to Michigan. They didn't get better as the season went along.
Yeah,
Charlie.
No, you're right.
Come on, Johnny.
You're right.
Come on, Mardi Gras. Tell me something, mister.
But did you think, take the score out of it, did you think Penn State was outclassed athletically against Ohio State? I thought Ohio State was better, but
they
were
better.
But not by a big margin.
Not outclassed, because that's before Howard. That's before they started playing better. Had they played in the playoff, they'd have wiped them out.
Yeah.
Wiped them out.
That's those games where
the Ducks. That was Penn State could have won that game.
Yeah.
Penn State could have won, but they didn't. And it wasn't, I mean, Oregon was a little bit cleaner in their execution that day. And that's one thing we try and handicap. We try and predict, and like these guys are robots, but it depends on how you play that day. And Oregon was a little bit better, a little bit cleaner early. They built the lead and held off Penn State. But Penn State wasn't outclassed there. But you saw what Ohio State did to Oregon.
Yeah.
At that. So that's those two, Penn State and Oregon, were close.
Yes.
Okay. And we saw Ohio State in the regular season need a goal line stand to avoid overtime. And then we saw in the playoffs him obliterate. It's 31-0. Got the shoot.
Is Penn State going to be in any circles favored to win the Big Ten next year? They get the quarterback back, and Ohio State doesn't. I mean, I don't know what the whole roster looks like, but is there going to be anywhere where Penn State, because of Alar, is the favorite next year?
No.
They'll be second to Ohio State.
Got to go to Columbus.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to think of who
but
else.
But Ohio State's going to be number one. They're still they lose some, but it's Ohio State.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, go to Columbus next year and win, and I promise you they'll respect that one.
Oh.
That's asking a bit much, though.
I just, the guy said, yeah, can he win some more? Big game James.
If you liked him before, you'll use that. If you didn't like him before, it probably didn't change your mind.
We said, I didn't get that before the season started. This should be the Penn State format, because they would have been in it like 7 out of 10 times, but. And if you're a James Franklin supporter, you'll say, look at that. We made the Final Four. We even won 2 games to make the Final Four. It's the Ryan Day format.
Well,
is he gone in a 14 playoff? They're out. You lose to Michigan 4 years in a row.
would have been interesting.
Huh?
I think he would have survived, but I can't guarantee it.
Huh.
I can't guarantee it.
And now he's got how many million?
It's a 7-year extension. I think
Love is in the air over here at Ruffino's. Our appetizer feature today: the Brussels sprouts, the oysters, Rockefeller, the stuffed shrimp, a little prosciutto wrapped shrimp crab stuffing with the sauce Sharon. The entree features doing a sea bass, pan-seared Chilean sea bass with the butternut squash puree, fennel and cucumber slaw, suggested wine pairing, the Bayou Chardonnay out of Napa. Surf and turf for the Valentine's crew tonight. 16-ounce ribeye, lobster and spinach cream, polenta wine, suggested wine pairing, Turnbull Cabernet out of Napa as well. The chocolate mousse is our dessert feature for the weekend. And as always, we do the Ruffino's Old Elk, Ruffino's exclusive hand-picked single-barrel select bourbon on a cold day like today. I'll warm you up. And how about this? Dirty chai teeny. Chai tea, espresso, vanilla vodka, brown sugar, simple with the frothed milk. Huh?
Yeah.
That sounds like a little cappuccino tray. Yes, something. Huh?
We can start early.
Cappuccino tray, something. There you go,
Right.
Charlie. Like a week.
Live at lunch here from Ruffino's 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Now, everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, Big Cheesy Lou, and those Louis Original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes. We'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
At Genesis of Baton Rouge, we know your time is valuable, so we have an ownership benefit designed to save time. Genesis Service Valet allows you to have your vehicle serviced without leaving your home or office. A valet will pick up your vehicle for maintenance and return it once it's done. Service Valet is available for 3 years or 36,000 miles with the purchase of a new Genesis. Visit genesisofbatonrouge.com today to explore our lineup and schedule your test drive. Luxury awaits. Genesis of Baton Rouge on Airline across from Women's Hospital.
Get Moss Max and less tax during happy hour at Modesto. Join us Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. for $10 20-ounce margaritas and dip trio with $5 drink specials and $6 seasonal cocktails. Eat Modesto, 3930 Burbank Drive.
Pizza that's true to its hand-tossed wood-fried tradition. Roca Pizzeria is heating up its new half-off happy hour, Monday through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m. Come enjoy 50% off margarita, pepperoni, 4 cheese, craft cocktails, wine by the glass, and draft beer. Roca Pizzeria, 3897 Government.
Electricians, want competitive pay and a family-owned company that values you? Boudreaux's Electrical Services is hiring. Power Louisiana homes with Generac home standby generators. Call 225-300-9389 or apply at boudreauxelectrical.com.
Hey, do you love beef? I mean premium Angus beef. Sagrera Farm sells the whole sides and quarters straight from the farm, ready to fill your freezer with tender, flavorful ribeyes, fillets, strips, brisket, ground beef, and a lot more. I want to introduce you to Louisiana's own Sean Sagrera of Sagrera Farms, a hidden gem just 30 minutes north of Baton Rouge. What's Sean's secret? Mating genetically superior Angus cattle and then ensuring that every day in the life of his cattle is a great one. Happy, healthy cattle, finished on grain, dry aged, 45 days, creates consistent and predictable, flavorful beef. When you take a bite of Sagrera Farms beef, you'll know that this is not some mass-produced afterthought. So if you want the best, and I mean the best in Angus beef, go online to sagrerafarms.com, or better yet, call Sean right now at 225-719-1723. Sagrera Farms.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy. And from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Jake and James, the Trash Rangers. Do you need one more reason to switch your residential trash pickup? How about $13.95 a month for the first few months? Go to trashrangers.com and make the switch today.
Buying or selling a new home? Mid-City Title makes it easy. Mobile closings, expert services, midcitytitle.com.
Live at lunch with Otten Hanny from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Remember, the show's available on demand, LouisianaSports.net, 1045ESPN.com. Our Handycast podcast previews are up for baseball. Heading out to the box at 2 o'clock today for the opener between LSU and Purdue Fort Wayne.
No line on Purdue Fort Wayne, but got some pretty good matchups here early in some of the neutral sites.
Yeah,
you okay with neutral sites in baseball?
Yeah, especially this time of year, like multiple opponents in a weekend, and you get some really nice competition. This LSU's played in the tournament in Houston a number of times. They're not there this year at Minute Maid, but they are going to go over to Round Rock and play in a couple of weeks. But this tournament at Globe Life Field today, which includes Clemson, Oklahoma State, Texas, Louisville. Who else am I missing out of that thing? Ole Miss,
Ohio
Arizona.
State.
Yeah, there's some really nice games.
No, I'm sorry, Texas.
Yeah, Texas and Louisville,
Texas,
Arizona,
Louisville.
Ole Miss, Clemson, and Oklahoma State.
Wow.
And then they all swap opponents. That's a really nice tournament.
Yeah, I'd say.
Michigan going down to Puerto Rico to play Virginia.
Retractable roof in the Metroplex area, which can get cold.
Yeah, because Minute Maid does not have any heating or air conditioning for the full park. You know, when the roof closes, they don't have heating. Excuse me. They don't have any heating.
Okay.
So when they close that thing in February, it's still kind of chilly. I can remember a game LSU played against Nebraska in Minute Maid.
Not at okay.
In February.
Okay.
It was chilly in there,
Okay.
but still beats outside by a lot. So.
Yeah, I guess if you have a full house, I mean, it'd be the body. It'd be a little warmer.
I love that tournament in Houston. I've been every time LSU has been, and
they're not doing it this year.
LSU's not doing it this year. They're going to go play at 3 games at Round Rock, and then they're going to play a game at Globe Life against Dallas.
In Texas.
Yeah,
okay.
And then they're going to play Dallas Baptist on that trip in Globe Life, single game at Globe Life in Arlington.
Kind of like they did when they played Texas right after Round Rock or something.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
It was the big.
They went to Texas, and then they went to the 3 games in Round Rock.
Yeah,
just to work in an extra road game and get you. I always like the idea of taking your team on the road at least once before conference play starts.
You think Backich was kind of a Clemson, a former Michigan coach that got them to the World Series finals and to a game 3 against a loaded Vandy team that year. You ahead of schedule at Clemson. You think he takes that next step this year? Or are they supposed to be good?
They're supposed to be very good. I would be lying if I told you I've done a deep dive on Clemson baseball, but I know what he's done, and I know where the league is. And he had that pedigree. His name came up for a lot of jobs, and that was one. We've seen Clemson baseball. Okay, when there's a lot of LSU comparisons to Clemson. Okay, you're dyed in the wool on football, dyed in the wool on baseball, and if the basketball team's good, so be it. Now they're okay, some years, and some years Clemson basketball is like, bottom of the league. They're a football, baseball. You know more about Clemson than I do. I mean, you've had friends that have been there. You toured the campus with EJ when you guys were were looking around, so you know more about Clemson than me. But that's how they've always struck me.
It is much smaller campus. The town obviously is smaller, but the campus is considerably smaller. The enrollment is smaller than, and they talk about when we visited how much it's grown. I mean, it's just kind of but man, they got a deep football history, and that they're football school first. I mean, they're, there's no doubt, but it just seems like they just kind of typical ACC baseball power. Have so many good teams, been there a bunch, but just never really made a whole lot of noise.
There were a couple of years. You're right. Never as much noise as you thought
who has won. It was forever, and Virginia was the first ACC team that won a championship in 50 years or something like that.
Yeah,
60.
Brian O'Connor. Yeah.
Nobody else has won one, right?
Not since then, no.
No, nobody else in the ACC.
Yeah, since Virginia, no.
So one in the last 75 years.
Yeah, and
that's kind of, and they are right there with the metrics, and they play each other. I mean, the metrics are fair. Yeah. They just cannot get it done in the postseason.
North Carolina's come so close. I mean, back-to-back years in the finals, and they came up short.
There's been some close misses by the SEC too. They just get it done.
True. The year Clemson, I thought, had the best chance to win it was 96. The Warren Morris year, because they had two of the top four picks in the draft.
Koch.
Benson and Koch were 1 and 4 in the draft that year. That was their top two starters. Koch was a closer when he got to the big leagues, but he was a starter that year. When you got the top two pitchers in the tournament, and they did that year, they went 2 and out.
Well, Benson was not great.
No,
on that mound.
He was bad in that series. In that game, he got hit hard. It's just one game because they were 2 and out.
Bad for him.
Yeah.
I mean, I would just say, look, just like real mediocre out there. Just looked like nothing special when he was a number one pick.
Yeah, he was the number one pick, and kind of a nondescript pro career. Koch was better than him.
That team came through because Team USA, they played a game at Alec Box.
They did,
and I remember they were at the place that's now Tio Have's, Ninfa's.
It was Ninfa's.
What was the Rad? What is that place now? The hotel. So they had a press arrangement. And so I met Benson. I met Benson. Jock Jones was on that team.
Troy Gloss was on that team, I believe.
He wasn't there.
Okay.
He wasn't there at this presser, but Skip was
the coach. Morris and
Warren Morris.
Jason Williams was on that team too.
Yeah.
So, little nostalgia here as we get.
So
ready
where's
to start.
Nebraska playing Irvine?
Nebraska is playing Irvine in Scottsdale. Salt River Fields at Talking Stick. What a name for a stadium, huh? Salt River Fields at Talking Stick. Sounds like a golf course.
A little bit of a Native American presence, bro.
Yeah.
I love those Indian names, man. That's great.
There's a lot of places you can play baseball in Arizona in February and March. Oregon State's playing in Surprise. That's one of the spring training sites. So you can find a bunch of places to.
No picks today. No futures. You got nothing for us today. No opinions. No angles.
Yes, I think LSU will win the game today at 3:00.
No,
2:00.
They don't have a line on that.
Oh,
we gonna lay 8.5 runs. Come on, man. Don't play with me.
Hey, you know who's pitching this weekend for Ole Miss? Our old friend Elliott.
He's back.
He's still there. He's senior year. Remember, they rode him to the national championship.
He was the reason that they elevated from bubble team to national champion.
Yeah.
I mean, what player was more instrumental as far as, I mean, he got hot and he never stopped.
He was, and then the next year blew the arm out. And
it
was out for a whole year.
Okay. So he had Tommy John.
Yeah, and he's never quite been the same as he was.
Really?
Was that year? Luke Hill may be one of their probably one of their leading hitters this year. Local product.
Really?
At Ole Miss. Yeah, he's had a nice career there going into his.
This is his draft year.
Yeah.
So 1 year at Arizona State and 1 year at Ole Miss.
Yep, it's had a nice career to this point.
Yeah. What did they move him from short? Is he Is he playing second? But he's the start.
He played the
shortstop.
second base at the beginning. I think he's a shortstop now.
I got you. Don't forget our friends at Legacy Title. Chad Reynolds, Legacy Title for all of your real estate closings. 296-0060. Full service title company servicing all of South Louisiana. Fast, friendly, professional service is what you get every time you call 296-0060. Our great staff at Legacy Title: Ashley Donald, Marion Haynes, Adrian Galata, Michael Platt. Buying, building, refinancing. Nobody chooses but you. Choose Chad Reynolds, Legacy Title, 296-0060.
Live at Ruffino's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Need more space? Workbox LLC has the storage solutions you can count on. Whether you're a homeowner, commercial contractor, or industrial business, we have the space for you. Our secure, versatile storage units are ready to meet your needs. Contractors, keep your site organized and efficient. Store your materials with us and access them anytime you need. Businesses, industries of any size, Workbox LLC is your trusted partner for flexible, safe storage. Workbox 343-4886 and workboxllc.com.
Take a swing around the parish to one of Breck's 5 golf courses, 2 championship courses, Santa Maria and Beaver Creek, and 3 courses for the more casual golfers, the popular 18-hole Webb Park, and 2 9-hole courses, City Park and the newly renovated J.S. Clark. Breck's courses are designed to challenge every level of golfer, from beginner to pro. So come and get into the swing of things. Book your tee time online or find a course near you at golf.breck.org. That's golf.breck.org.
The new location of Los Reyes Mexican Grill on Wesley, across from Mike Anderson's. Man, the place looks great. Lots of indoor and outdoor seating options with plenty of big TVs to watch all your favorite games. All of the traditional Mexican cuisine with a great happy hour, 2:30 to 6:30, 7 days a week. Plus, $5 margaritas all day, all night on Wednesdays. Great spot to bring the baseball team in between games, just 5 minutes north of Traction and 5 minutes south of LSU. Los Reyes Mexican Grill, 1072 West Lee, near Nicholson.
Are you looking for the perfect ride for your next getaway? Rent a car for the week at All-Star Toyota and only pay for 6 days. You get 7 days of adventure for the price of just 6. So whether you're headed out on a road trip, you need a vehicle for the week, or just want something new to drive, we've got you covered.
At All-Star Toyota, we offer a wide selection of Toyota vehicles ready to hit the road when you are. Conveniently located at Airline and Goodwood in Baton Rouge. Visit us today or check out our website at allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com for more details.
All-Star Toyota, people you know, cars you trust.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Edge Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
No two people learn the exact same way. So how did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app? We thought of you, all of you. Take Sierra. As a visual learner, she uses Babbel's wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping with French.
Merci beaucoup. Keith is a be in the room with real people kind of learner. So he loves the live online classes with our language experts.
Okay, class. Vos está pronto.
Estamos prontos.
However you learn, Babbel makes it easy. Try Babbel for free at babbel.com. BABBEL.com.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Drive a European vehicle? Check out VexEuropean.com. This year, Vinny and his team are celebrating 10 years in business. That's a full decade worth of pairing you with a master-level technician for your make of vehicle. Again, that's V as in Vinny, VexEuropean.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 5 brands on one lot. Shop BayouAutomotive.com.
Live at lunch with Otten Hanny from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 1045 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Back here at Ruffino's Live at Lunch. Early start today to accommodate for Hunt Show from noon until 2, leading up to the first pitch between LSU and Purdue Fort Wayne. I said Round Rock that LSU is going to in a couple of weeks. It's Frisco, Texas. just outside of Dallas. They're going to play in a tournament over there. They're going to play Kansas State, Nebraska, and Sam Houston. So I got my small Texas Parks mixed up. They're going to Frisco in a couple of weeks. A lot of excitement in college basketball for this weekend with 1 versus 2 and a lot of other big matchups. This
Houston at Arizona.
Houston at Arizona is a really, really good game. Wisconsin and Purdue is interesting. So we got a lot to chew on. But you got boots on the ground in Tuscaloosa, man. We know how they get up for a big football game, but this is the biggest basketball game they've ever played on campus. Got to be, right? It's never been a 1 versus 2 before. So, game day going to be there. Game's at 3:00, I believe, our time.
3 p.m.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
they're putting out memos on how to go and camp. I'll be a little chilly to camp out for that. I don't know, but my brief visits to Tuscaloosa, when I make the crack, say, well, basketball school now. Nobody smiles.
They got no sense of humor about that football coach, man.
Nobody smiles.
Was this not the most predictable?
He's the best coach on the campus and ain't close, bro.
Was this not the most predictable thing in the world that the guy that followed Saban was going to be?
It's brutal, man. It's brutal. It's a job. It could be a career killer for DeBoer. I mean, he was so on his way, huh, Charlie?
I think about Ray Perkins a lot when I think about him.
So what happened to Perkins?
It killed his career.
It
killed his career. He was the head coach of the New York Giants. I know when he took that job after Bryant passed.
The Giants weren't great.
They weren't great, but it was an NFL job.
Yes.
And
you got to remember at the time too, an NFL job was way more prestigious than a college job. You've got some guys, you got some college jobs are as good, if not better, than
more lucrative.
No question.
No
question.
Sure.
That gap is pretty much your average NFL job is certainly better than your average. See, the college, I mean, where do we go? Just SEC job, Power 4 job, but the average, let's say Power 4, the average NFL job is certainly better than the average. But there are a lot of college jobs that are better than a big chunk of NFL jobs.
Ain't no 10-year contracts in the NFL. I can promise you that.
But this guy, where does he land after? Because this can't work. This can't work to there. You can't follow Saban in that. And now, because Saban got out of it because he was the best at loading the deck. The best. And you don't think why do you think he wasn't whining about Texas A&M? He was on the boosters to get off their butts to give him the same budget. He wasn't whining. He wanted to try and read. Now forget that nonsense when he comes on game day and wants to make a level playing field. Forget that. That is I mean, he's about to combust. I mean, just start, catch on fire when he starts that crap, man. Put somebody on that deck. Please challenge him when he decides that. Besides a comedian from Notre Dame, to playing the play.
He took that really well.
Yes, but it is for your head coach, just like you did, huh? You want a competitive balance. I mean, so Charlie, if he
I'll tell you what I think.
He's not going to inspire the boosters to contribute to NIL like he would. That's obvious, right?
Yeah, right.
So you're not going to have the success because they're a good program, but they're in a cluster. They're not that. They were so hard to beat when he was there, and because he worked the angle and where he had the loaded deck, nobody had. I mean, poor Ohio State's got 17 starters out the national, and that's a bad example, maybe with COVID, but not one player. I mean, just everything. The Willie Lyles, these scouts. Oregon got in trouble. Oregon got slapped with a little bit, huh?
Yes, they absolutely.
Okay, well, he's paying the guy more than Oregon is.
Mm-hmm. I know. And
then did it help that his the kids are married with the NCAA president? I mean, the guy worked every angle it is. DeBoer can't succeed to those people's liking. He can't.
Right.
And so what happens so he's here for next year? Because if he goes 8-4, they're making a change.
8-4, yeah, they would make.
Okay, they can go 8-4.
I'll give you, if it's after next year, but I'm gonna give you a type of program that I think he ends up at. Okay, he ends up at a type of program like, I'll give you one out of each conference besides the SEC. He ends up somewhere like Oklahoma State. If Gundy, they're like, okay, 20 years, that's enough. It's time to go. Wisconsin. Fickle's got a losing record there in 2 years. North Carolina, if it was 2 or 3 years from now, and Belichick's like, and I know he's trying to set up his son to get that job, but if that doesn't go well,
he has sent up. That's why he's there,
right? A program like that, I
don't think so.
Middle to
I don't
high
think so.
power.
I don't think so.
All right,
I think he's going back to where he was pre-Washington, like Fresno State.
Okay.
No. I mean, I know I'm shooting low. I mean, no, I don't think he's getting a Power 4 job. A moderate. Those are moderate Power 4. Oklahoma State.
Those are moderate to good Power 4 jobs.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not talking about going to like.
Okay, no, those are solid.
Yeah,
those are solid. No, he's not getting a solid Power 4 job. No. Nope.
Let's bet a coffee on that. I say when he leaves Alabama, he gets a Power 4 job. You say he doesn't.
Well, now you're going from a solid Power 4 job to a Power 4 job. Can he get Vanderbilt?
Okay, I
mean, can he get
better than?
Can he get Kentucky? Stoops might quit.
Wake Forest, okay.
Wake Forest is a very good one.
Okay, better than that. Better than the very bottom of the Power 4. You know, somewhere in that mid to mid high range. I think.
Well, you're a hell of a negotiator, huh? You went from good to anything but the.
I'm giving you
You're
a little
trying
bit.
to range
I'm giving
me.
you a little
You're trying
bit
to
here.
Jimmy out me.
What is Tech? Yeah, right. What is Texas Tech? Just to pick a school. I would say that's in the middle of the Big 12, but
I would say Texas Tech is not Wisconsin and Oklahoma State.
It's not.
So no, that's a fair one. That's a fair barometer.
Arizona,
worse.
Virginia,
worse.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maryland.
No.
See, that's where you get kind of splitting here.
I
I would have put Illinois on that list too, but Bielema has actually beefed that program up a little bit. They're way better.
Illinois would be
way better than they were.
Normally, Illinois would be right there. Yeah, that's a hard place to win. Northwestern.
We should work for Jimmy Sexton. You know, we find guys jobs. We got off track there a little bit. The basketball game, Alabama and Auburn,
the basketball
was where we
1.5. I like Bama. I like the home team. It's a light number. I think they're really close. I think you don't. Do you think Bama's getting better? His teams
God, they were so
do.
good. They were so good to start with. I mean,
were they?
Has there been any point in this season where they've been bad, or even like
I'm
average?
I'm watching. They're winning on the road routinely in the conference, like comfortably.
Okay,
you know that was a comfortable win.
And I'm with
Texas,
you on the
right?
road wins, but they were good in December. I mean,
yeah, everybody's getting better. They should. Okay,
if you got a good coach,
I think
you
he's
should
a
be
good
getting
coach.
better. Yeah,
I think he's a good coach. I think their style, they only master it with time.
Yeah.
I think they're.
I mean, hell, they beat Houston and Creighton back, and Creighton wasn't playing well.
Creighton was not.
They're playing a lot better now.
That was at home. Houston was at home too, right?
I thought there was a neutral site game. I might be
was
wrong.
Was it neutral?
Yeah, that was a neutral site. Forgot where they played it, but it was.
What I see, I just.
I was in Las Vegas. They played the NIL tournament in Vegas.
Now they lost. Was it Oregon?
Purdue.
In that tournament?
Yeah, they did lose to Oregon in that tournament. They lost to Purdue also. But that was
lost
a road
twice.
Game. Yeah, that right.
Oh no, Purdue was on the road. Purdue was me and Max were going.
It's the only two games they've lost.
Me and Max were going to watch the Pelicans G League game that they played. It's like a Friday afternoon. Watch it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I'm with you. I think Alabama wins this game close, and I think Auburn takes the return match in. At the end, they play the last game of the season, last game of the regular season. I think Auburn wins.
You know when that
home.
Purdue Alabama game was? The same day. Tyson Paul.
Oh God!
Did you see? Remember, you were complaining about that's Netflix did that, right?
Yeah.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you seen Netflix stock?
I hadn't paid attention to it.
Hey, do we bitch and complain about the Okay, I got to buy Peacock now. I got to buy Paramount.
Yeah.
I got to buy Amazon. I got to buy Netflix. You see their stock with the fight in the Christmas
The
Day?
NFL, yeah, I haven't. Right. Well, I give them credit when they did the fight, which was the biggest farce ever, and it was a terrible production. I said after that, I said they got 6 weeks, I think it was, to get this right for Christmas, because if you screw this up on the NFL, they will come to, and they were. Christmas Day, they were fine.
I had it perfectly timed. I was leaving the Pels G League game. I was going to Borough just in time for the fight, but some a-hole forgets his damn computer in my car. So I got to wait on him.
Max, you a-hole.
So I got in from Borough, and it was like the Red Sea. Boom. It was like, man, where are all these people coming from? I mean, they were emptying out. They obviously all bet Tyson.
I didn't even bet on it. I just had it on TV. You know how they say, "Oh, that's a couple hours of my life I'll never get back." That's how I felt after watching.
So
the undercard.
So Max did me a favor.
Yes, the undercard wasn't bad. There were a couple of good fights.
Even
on the
if
undercard.
you had Jake Paul like I did.
Oh, if you're winning money, it's always fun. But God, it was hard to watch. And that was before they showed me Tyson's rear end. I mean, that snuck its way onto the broadcast. I didn't need to see that.
Wait, what are you talking about?
They had a camera in the locker room. They showed Tyson's
behind.
Yeah, his bare behind on Netflix. It was
Love is in the air.
Awful. It was absolutely awful.
You know, running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Our great team at United Community Bank: Heath Muir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, David Henry, Prentice Wilkes. Yes, indeed. United Community Bank, with locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow, including their newest branch at Burbank and Bluebonnet, serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 50 years. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. I'm sure they'll appreciate we kind of segging Tyson's ass right into their live spot. So
I'm sure Netflix does their business.
Hey, maybe that was there. No, my point is, it is Derek Stevens got the deal with Netflix. Like, he's pretty sharp guy. He, to do their contest show,
right.
the documentary,
right?
Whatever.
And they do a great job with those things.
Netflix is not producing it. Netflix is just airing it.
Oh, I thought they did.
No.
Okay.
That's it. No. I was on. I was on it when we did LSU USC. I talked to those guys. It's a Las Vegas production crew. They do a lot. They got a nice budget now.
I know Netflix got their acting gear by the time they did those NFL games, because the difference between the fight and the NFL
I'm gonna tell
games.
you, they paid how much to do it. I mean, their stock. We're not done paying for Peacocks of the world.
Live at Ruffino's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau. We're getting closer towards spring, tailgating weather, crawfish pots, jambalaya pots, big green egg cookers, all of them available at the Thibodeau Store. And, of course, you go down to 900 St. Patrick Highway, but you can also do a lot of shopping at the Thibodeau Store online at ThibodeauStore.com. So if you're looking to do some home improvements, you can pick them up either there, or a lot of these items are available for delivery. When you talking about home improvements that you can do yourself, sometimes you don't know exactly what you're doing. Certainly the case for me. Let the experts there walk you through to make sure you're not wasting time and money. Carpentry supplies, plumbing supplies, electrical supplies, power tools, hand tools, all available at the Thibodeau Store. 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and online, ThibodeauStore.com. This is Charles Hanniger for Home Bank. If you're tired of the impersonal, one-size-fits-all style of banking, you deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for your businesses and families, because they go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business and good for life. Stop by any South Louisiana, Houston, or Natchez area location, or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank,
member FDIC.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is celebrating Ram Truck Month with $18,000 off the new 2025 Ram 1500 truck.
Bayou has the new 2025 Ram 1500 with $18,000 off MSRP, plus a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Bayou automotive vehicles.
When we make a deal, we'll pay your trade-off regardless of what you owe.
Shop BayouCDJR.com or visit us just off I-10 in La Place. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you. Customer C9760 or discount 11,500, 6,500 available.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom.
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from
We can be twinsies.
to
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank NA, member FDIC.
Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for basketball and hockey this season. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every one-timer and buzzer-beating 3 live and in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Don't miss out. Visit vividseats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111 and OCBrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance and Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt.
Darren James and Associates, powered by LPT Realty, commit to excellent service unlike any other. Darren and his team save buyers as much money as possible. If you're ready to buy or sell your home, call Darren James or visit agent225.com.
Jake and James of Trash Rangers. How does $13.95 a month for residential trash pickup sound to you? Go to trashrangers.com for all the info and make the switch today. That's trashrangers.com.
Buying or selling a home in Baton Rouge, Mid-City Title makes closing easy. Mobile closings, expert services, midcitytitle.com.
Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Back here at Ruffino's Live at Lunch. Again, going a little bit early today. We'll hand it over to Hunt Palmer at 12 o'clock for opening day. This is one of the changes that Jay Johnson has made. He wanted to have opening day in the afternoon instead of at night. A little bit warmer. I don't know how much it's going to hit the crowd. We'll see what kind of crowd they got this afternoon.
So this wasn't to kind of done to avoid the gymnastics deal?
No, they were.
It was a packed house.
Oh, I know. It works out really well that way.
Deal.
It works out really well that way. No,
or haven't they done that with lesser men's basketball crowds?
Yes, they have.
Okay.
But that they were going to do this anyway, even if there wasn't gymnastics. They were going to put this game.
What do you think about that? From the fans, where the season ticket holders feel?
I have mixed thoughts about it.
I mean,
from a weather standpoint,
fans can't get off of work.
Some fans can't get off of work, and that's the deal.
Or you're asking them to get off of work and make a concession,
right? And they do that in the regionals. They just take the day off of work and they go out there when LSU plays in the afternoon. It's obviously a lot more comfortable. As somebody who sat through a lot of February baseball out there, for the fans, it gets cold. So from that standpoint, it's going to be warmer at 2 o'clock than it is at 8 o'clock tonight.
Whoa. You sat out where?
The old box.
Okay. That's the old box, bro.
Yeah.
The
fans are sitting outside at the new box.
Right.
So it doesn't matter to me. Okay. I'm talking about the fans.
Okay. No, but let's say the new box, okay, when it was cold, you were in climate control.
I was. Yeah.
The old box, then you were in the coldest seat in the house.
Yes, the wind tunnel.
Okay.
Up at the top.
So,
believe me, I know. I did 7 years at one stadium and 7 years at the other.
All
I
right.
could tell the difference.
But don't act like you shot out the new box.
No, I sat at the old box.
How old's the new box?
They opened in 2009.
16 years.
Uh-huh. I'm speaking for the fans, Jimmy. I'm a man of the people. You know, it's warmer in the afternoon.
Kiss my
It's the afternoon.
Come on. I mean, you sat right there in the press box, and that's one of the things we complained about. This something. I mean, your notes are flying around. Steinley stumbling down the stairs trying to dig up his game, his 175-page game notes.
Can I tell you a funny Jim Hawthorne story? So we're going into the new stadium, and there's double windows, right? Okay, one for each side of the box. And Jim always wanted to call an open air. He didn't like calling from a closed press box. And I for the most part, I agree. I said, Jim, man, the wind's going to be blowing in. Well, we're going to keep the windows open, man. You know, I'm like, okay. And so we go in there.
This is new box?
The new box, yeah. So the first thing I want to see is if it's one window or two. And we get through the first game, and it's about 40 degrees and the wind's blowing in. I thought, I'm closing my window, bud. You want to keep it open? You go right ahead. And about an inning later, I think we'll close the windows. I'm pretty sure we'll sacrifice the open air for a little bit of warmth. Hour number 2 straight ahead here at Ruffino's Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crown Town Room at Dozy Place. The Crown Town Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with the sriracha glaze for the perfect blend of sweet and spicy. You can't go wrong also with the flash fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Dozy Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs, no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Associated Grocers is hiring. Join one of the top 10 privately owned companies in Baton Rouge with 75 years of success. Associated Grocers offers competitive compensation and benefits, a positive team environment, and great opportunities for career growth. Now hiring warehouse positions, including order selectors, forklift operators, inventory accuracy specialists and receivers, and facility maintenance. Paid weekly plus potential overtime. Join the job fair Saturday, February 15th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Visit agbr.com. Click on Now Hiring and love where you work.
Looking for some time away but don't want to go too far? The Cook Hotel at LSU is just what you've been searching for. Book your getaway today and enjoy a peaceful escape overlooking the University Lake in any of their luxurious guest rooms or suites. Their newly renovated bar is back open for service, and they're located near some of the best restaurants in town. Visit thecookhotel.com or call 225-383-2665 to book your stay today.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy. And from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
When it comes to building and property inspections in Southeast Louisiana, go with the certified experts, Avid Inspection Specialists. From homes to businesses, or mold, lead, or asbestos inspections, they have the latest technology to give you peace of mind. AvidSpecialists.com.
LHI 11331.
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Otten Hanny from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Restaurant are open here at Ruffino's here. Valentine's Day lunch and at least one retirement party here.
Retirement?
So we got retirement Valentine's
Look,
Day.
kiddos dressed up in the Valentine's. Look
All
at the little
right.
girl. Look, sweet little thing with the red dress on, huh? Love is in the air. Oh, yes, indeed. Charlie thought that was Barry White.
Does it sound like Barry White?
Bruce, huh? Come on. You know, Barry White didn't sing Love is in the Air, huh?
Oh, yeah. Boy, we're going way back there, Jimmy, but yeah. I mean,
Well, who better to go way back with? Huh? About our historian. You know, come on, man.
Yeah, he's the legend, Barry White. I didn't think we'd go there this morning, but Valentine's Day, yeah, I guess it works.
I come into work and Jimmy's singing what he thinks is Barry White, or what I thought was Barry White.
No, I did not.
You were singing "Love Is in the Air." Okay,
I'm just in the spirit of Valentine's Day. You know, kill me, Charlie.
When I think about Valentine's Day, I think about you first, Jimmy.
I'm a romanticist.
Yes.
I mean, you know, come on. Huh? Bruce, oh boy, how about these with these Tritons, huh? I mean, you know, everybody's worried about the Torrey Pines. How about across the street from Torrey Pines, UCSD? Well, man, I can't see the selection committee letting both UCSD and Irvine, whoever loses in the conference tournament, in. Can you?
No, they'll get in the other. By the way, there's another tournament this year besides the NIT called
that
the Crown.
Vegas one.
Yeah, the Vegas one. So I mean, there might be room for them. The news, a couple things with UCSD. One, yeah, I have actually been there to watch games. They've got a very nice on-campus arena, and on one side of the arena, behind the seats, they've got like a huge mural, but it's like the wave, like the ocean, but it just keeps moving all the time. It's a very, very surreal sort of look. Now, UCSD, though, is beyond the probationary status this year. So last year I think they won the regular season in the Big West.
Oh, they did.
Lost, but they weren't invited to the tournament, Big West tournament. This year, because they couldn't go to the NC2A, they did go to this CIT, I think, last year. But this year they are qualified. They are eligible to go to the Big Dance. So in their case, they still got to win the Big West tournament, but at least they'll be in the Big West tournament and they'll have a chance. The neat thing about them, the coach Eric Olin, very good. His top scorer last year and one of the best players in the Big West, Bryce Pope, transferred to USC for his last year. He's hardly played for the Trojans, but they thought that would be a big loss because he scored about almost 19 per game last year for the Tritons. But no, they have picked up the pace really nice. They did it to me last night. I actually thought Bakersfield might be worth a look on that blue court up there in the Central Valley, but no, UCSD did it, and after they beat Irvine on the road last week, so they're for real.
All right, let me just stay with the small California schools tonight because San Jose State had two big leads on San Diego State. They lost both of them. A couple of nights ago, they had a 17-point lead at half in Vegas. San Diego State goes on a 17-0 run to start the second half. Try to remember that? There was another 17-0 run that night. What game was it? Is that Florida at Mississippi State?
Florida out of the gate, second half at Ole Miss.
So just like San Jose State, San Diego State against San Jose State. San Jose State, Bruce, covered again, though, and covered easily. They covered, but they have the best ATS record in college basketball. How many do we have this year, Bruce? 360? Exactly?
Yeah, 355, I think.
355, okay. They're playing tonight. They're playing tonight and catching points again at home.
Yeah, you're right. And, boy, you're right that San Diego State, that looked a carbon copy of that game 2 weeks ago. I mean,
Yes.
almost down to the same score. I mean, it was 71-68 and then 69-66, blew the double-digit lead. But we mentioned about their point spread prowess. Now, if you were one of those who got San Jose minus 2.5 early last week against Fresno, you got a cover in that overtime. And if you got a cover there, they're 18-2 their last 20 against the spread. So they've been awfully, awfully good against the number. Covered 5 straight here at home. Have some nice wins at home, including over New Mexico. I'm not sure about Will McClendon, who's their second leading scorer, missed the game the other night, and what his status is for tonight. But Latrell Davis, who had been a really good six-man for Tim Miles, moving into the starting lineup, scored 21 against the Aztecs. So and with Uduji, the transfer from Utah State, they've got the ample firepower there, I think, even if McClendon doesn't play. Nevada is starting to rally a little bit, 3 straight wins, but it has been mostly a down run here for Steve Alford. They dropped 9 of 10 against the number before that. They did win, but did not cover against the Spartans in Reno a few weeks ago. And Nevada looks a very unreliable favorite to me coming into tonight. They've also had, one of their starters here, Coleman, has not been there lately. He did show up the other night against Fresno, but he had been suspended before that. So something might be going on in Reno. Make it to the bottom line. Yes, I'll take San Jose plus tonight.
All right, Indiana and UCLA. Charlie got a kick out of Michigan State, UCLA conference game with Magic, Kareem, but I mean, my goodness, Knight, Wooden. How many times did they meet in a tournament? Have they? I don't believe they met for a national championship battle. I don't remember a Final Four battle. Did Indiana UCLA ever have any big ones in the tournament, Bruce?
Yeah, Jimmy, back to the 70s. And by the way, I think this is UCLA's first game ever in Assembly Hall or whatever they're calling it now in Bloomington.
It's Wes Reynolds Court.
Final Four. Yeah, it's something there now, but 73 Final Four in St. Louis. The Bruins won in the Final Four, a game they almost blew. Knight cut a 20-point UCLA lead to 2 in the second half, and before UCLA restored order to win. They met then in the opening game. This was the 75-76 season. This is after Wooden had retired, so it was Gene Bartow's first game. UCLA had won the national title the year before, but Indiana thought it should have won. That's the year Scott May broke his wrist late in the year. It was also NBC's first game as the national television source for college hoops. And this is Thanksgiving weekend of 75. They went back to St. Louis to play this. Indiana won handily, starting off that undefeated season. And then they finished the undefeated season, in the Final Four again against UCLA in March of 76. So they played them twice that season. Since then, though, just a couple of times in the NIT final in 85, UCLA beat Indiana. And then in the Elite 8 West Regional in 92, Indiana won pretty
All right,
big.
Elite 8
So
regional
they haven't
final.
gotten together too much, but there's a little bit of history there.
Knight was probably the only guy I ever heard publicly say something critical of John Wooden. Wooden was a sacred cow of all sacred cows, and nobody ever.
Well, he
said
shouldn't have
anything
been.
bad about it. Well,
he was that era's Duke. I mean, he was cheating as bad as anybody. And Jabbar just stumbled onto Westwood from New York.
Well, Knight was the only one that ever called him out publicly about Sam Gilbert. And back then, that was but nobody else would do that.
No, that's right. No. He was Knight didn't hold his tongue. I don't believe. Huh?
No, he was pretty candid most of the time, sometimes to his detriment.
But that's my point. I mean, and speaking of NBC, when I see this matchup and I'm looking at, I just think of that NBC era. I think of those, but and Brucey. I'm not talking about an NIT matchup. Come on, now we're talking about the big one. For all their success, they really haven't had a ton of it. Okay, 2 tonight, Indiana, Mike Woodson. Man, how about they won at East Lansing, and they fell behind early too. They played hard against Michigan. So Charlie was trying to monitor, had they tanked it for the coach, who's a lame duck coach, been announced that he's done at the end of the year, or would it inspire him a little bit? so far, I have to lean on the inspired side.
Absolutely. That's that game in the middle of the week. For
Indiana at home tonight in Assembly Hall at West Reynolds Court, catching 1.5 against the Bruins, who are playing very good.
Yeah, Russ will be cheering for him, we know. And I think you guys, are right about Woodson. That to me was one of the more surprising results of the year. They had playing poorly, and Woodson announced he's going to be leaving at the end of the year. Then all of a sudden, they've come up with their best game of the season. I mean, that came out of nowhere. So that makes you think, they turned something around here. They had a little bumpy road there in January. Malik Renault got hurt, missed a couple of weeks. One of their top scorers up front, Bayou, the big kid from Arizona, has contributed this year. But mostly, the defense hasn't been great. Some inconsistent shooting. UCLA is a short favorite here tonight. UCLA, though, is playing very, very well lately. Now, here's the thing. They made a late run in Illinois and almost stole that game on Tuesday. Did cover it.
Yeah.
But they had won 7 in a row before that. The big kid from Spain, Mara, didn't play a lot against Illinois, but he's been making 7-3. He's been making more contributions the last month. And the guards are playing much better. And Daly, also the transfer from Oak State, got that goalie mask off his face after he had that broken nose. I think UCLA can go in here and win. The one note, the Bruins have yet to win a game at a traditional Big Ten road trip this year. Now, they did beat Washington, Oregon, USC on the coast, and these are Big Ten games this year. But back in the Midwest and East, man, they lost those 2 to Rutgers in Maryland. They lost the game at Nebraska. They lost the game the other night at Champaign-Urbana. So this is something UCLA hasn't done yet. And by the way, Mick Cronin's name has been one of those mentioned peripherally as a potential successor there at Indiana. So keep an eye on that too, though I think it's unlikely, but another twist there. I'm going to take UCLA. I think there's something going on with the Bruins, and I like the tough-mindedness they showed against Illinois. And I need one more convincing on Indiana to think they're really back here for Woodson, because they had not played well the few weeks before.
Yeah, I will say this, though. This is a week old now with Woodson, in Indiana parting ways. 2 Fridays ago, on January 31st, man, they played their rear ends off at Purdue. I mean, that was a tough beat for them. So that does not come into it. So that was one of their better games that they had all year. I mean, that was Purdue very fortunate to get out of there with the win. All right, the big one in Tuscaloosa tomorrow, 1 versus 2, first time in the history of the SEC. Alabama 1.5 at home against Auburn.
Wow, the Iron Bowl for hoops. Can you believe that? I really think these two could play in the national title game if the region's set up correctly and they don't meet, if they don't have to meet in the Final Four. They're both that good. I'm seeing an early number here. Alabama 1.5, total up there really high, about 172.5. I almost think this game could go over. It's just because Alabama just gets involved in these games where their offense just goes back and forth, and they're scoring almost 91 per game, leading the nation. It just fits well, and having the guys who had been there last year, Grant Nelson had come in last year, Sears has been there, so a little bit of experience and the depth, and some of the guys that they got out of the portal, Youngblood. I mean, this is really good. I almost feel better about the total than the side here, because I think it really is a toss-up here. And Auburn is so good, especially, since, Broom's injury was not that serious, and all the pieces are fitting there for Bruce Pearl. Home court, maybe that makes a little edge there for Alabama to win this thing outright. But, Auburn is certainly capable of going there and winning, and that would not surprise me. So I guess I'm saying I might actually take Auburn to win this thing, but I kind of like it over more. I think this game is high 80s into the 90s, and maybe it does get over that 172.
Alabama wants to run. There is no doubt about that. Here's a couple of select games that I have lines on early, Bruce. You kind of pick and choose. A&M tomorrow. They, what a comeback they had against Georgia. Big win on the road against Missouri. Missouri, good team this year. And Buzz got them in the top 10. They're 9.5 now at home against Arkansas. Tennessee and Knoxville is 12.5 over Vanderbilt. Purdue 5.5 at home against Wisconsin, and Houston in the Big 12 1. excuse me, 1.5 on the road at Tucson against Arizona. Any of those interest you?
Yeah, there are some interesting ones there. A&M's had a few games this year where they wild last a few minutes, but Arkansas, things have turned around. We talked about Arkansas last week. I thought that was sort of a banana peel against LSU, but they handled that okay. They made a real run at Alabama late in that game last week. I think it's a different team since the things we talked about last week with Arkansas. So that's a good slug of points to give Calipari, who is covering games and winning some of these. So I might give Arkansas a look there. Tennessee Vandy, this is interesting. This is a revenge game for Tennessee. They lost that game at Nashville a couple of weeks ago. They're back home here. I kind of think Tennessee might get them here at home. They are off the loss to Kentucky, though. So, we'll see. That's the second time they've lost to Kentucky, so we'll see how that goes. Speaking of Kentucky, at Texas at night, tomorrow night, I don't see a number on this one yet. Kentucky would probably be a slight favorite. Texas is struggling here right now, and they have 3 straight losses. They've lost 4 of 5. I worry about Texas. I mean, as far as the SEC teams go in the dance, I think this is the one that actually might miss the dance because they don't have a lot of non-conference big wins, and they're really living off those 2 wins over Missouri and Texas A&M, and the A&M win was a miracle when they had earlier in the season. I'm kind of looking against Texas right now, and I'm just wondering about the whole Rodney Terry thing there, how that's going to work. So I might actually give Kentucky a look in that one tomorrow. Another one tonight, really quick. St. Louis is playing tonight against Loyola Chicago, about 140 and a half. Despite what happened in the game against George Mason on Tuesday, where a late flurry of points forced overtime, and then the scoreline ballooned in overtime. St. Louis is still very much an under team. They're sort of what the unders are to what San Jose State is against the spread. 18-3 to the under their last 21. This is Josh Schertz from Indiana State. He's had to slow down the pace a little bit from what he did last year. He's got 2 of those guys came with him from Terre Haute, Avila with the glasses and Isaiah Swope plus Jimerson. They don't have much depth, though. So he's got to ride those 3 guys, and that's why he slowed the pace a bit. And that's why they're going under every game. And Loyola's been pretty much an under team, too. They have been under 5 straight, and then they had an overtime game against Richmond the other night. 140 and a half is too high in that one for me, guys. So I'm looking under in the A10 with St. Louis and Loyola tonight.
All right, Bruce, VegasInsider.com and multiple places to find all of Bruce's stuff. Bruce, thanks for adjusting your schedule for our early show today. Good luck to you. We'll talk to you next week.
Of course, boys. Have a good weekend.
All right. Don't forget it's Carnival season, and Carnival season at Spanish Town tomorrow night. Their ball downtown. Artemis Orion next Saturday. You're going down to the ball. We can have a Carnival. What is Carnival and ball without a king cake? Town Square Pizza is delivering their delicious, freshly baked square king cakes to the Mardi Gras balls at River Center this weekend. Just give your name and table number at the time of ordering. The king cakes will be waiting when your guests arrive. Order before noon on day before the event. Contact GM at townsquarepizza.net or give us a call at 408-408-8088. That's 408-8088 for more details to order. We're on the Facebook page as well. Town Square Pizza, again, king cakes. We can deliver them to your Carnival ball this weekend and next weekend downtown at the River Center.
Let me give you some more details about the king cake because we got one of these yesterday. All right, This is phenomenal.
Is that right?
Phenomenal.
Cinnamon, huh?
This is, imagine, when you get really good pizza, okay, like they got down at Town Square Pizza, you bake that bread, that very rich bread. Imagine that in a king cake, okay? This is the best king cake I have had ever in my life. I'm not joking.
Go ahead, Charlie.
This was phenomenal. Dare I say near life-changing king cake. It was so good. Okay.
There you go.
We got some of this yesterday. It was off the charts.
Dana Brown Dazzo. Yes,
awesome,
yes, indeed.
Brother.
Yes,
awesome
indeed.
king cake. So my wholehearted
And you get the cream cheese, chocolate chip, the cinnamon. You can do or a combination of the cream cheese with those
That bread
as well.
was phenomenal.
Very
Absolutely
good
great.
stuff. Very good stuff. King Cakes at Town Square Pizza. We come back. We'll go out to San Diego. Chris Massaro with a college basketball angle with all this travel. He's been tracking one and got some an interesting angle there in some of the key games as well. Live at lunch, live at Ruffino's, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Banana Foster, cookie dough, brownie, and wedding cake. Just leche s'mores, churro, and confetti cake. These are a few of the gourmet king cakes. At your local Rouse's, they're baked. That's right. So, you want to get ready for Mardi Gras? Come get a king cake or ship one to your friends or family, okay? By going to kingcakes.rouses.com. The best king cake in the Gulf Coast. But when you come in to get said king cake, why don't you grab one of the coupon booklets and listen to some of these deals, dude? How about this 16 to 25 count headless Louisiana shrimp, only $6.99 a pound. That's saving $4 a pound. You want to eat some good scrimps? Some 100% premium USDA Angus choice beef, boneless London broiled steak or top round roast, only $4.88 a pound. That's saving over $3 a pound. How about some chicken leg quarters, only 57 cents a pound, guys? You're saving almost $2.50. And those are just the first 3 deals in the book. There's hundreds. Let's have ourselves a weekend at Rouse.
The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, downtown facing Town Square. At Jolie Pearl, we're pretty shucking good. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Finbom, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee. And Phil's Oyster Bar since 1950 on Government Street to now in the South Downs Shopping Center. Feeling off your game? Low T might be the culprit. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has your back. Revitalize your energy and your mood. Let Goodwood help you get back to peak performance. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Celebrate Valentine's Day at Chris's Specialty Foods on Highland. Enjoy Chris's famous boiled crawfish and live entertainment from Kendall Schaefer. Perfect for a romantic night out or a fun evening with friends. Chris's Specialty Foods on Highland, because a Louisiana woman would rather crawfish over roses.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Looking for the perfect place to host your next event? Whether it's a conference, a wedding, a fundraiser, or team gathering, Renaissance Baton Rouge has you covered. With 13,000 square feet of flexible meeting space, we'll accommodate everything from intimate gatherings to grand affairs for up to 500 guests. Our expert team is here to ensure everything runs smoothly from start to finish. For your next meeting, event, or celebration, choose Renaissance Baton Rouge, the destination where every detail is perfected.
Are you struggling to lose weight or your hormones out of balance? Rejuve Me Medical offers personalized treatments, including semaglutide and hormone replacement therapy. Transform your body and your life at RejuveMeMedical.com. That's RejuveMe Medical.com.
Hi, this is Ashley McDaniel with Landmark Bank. At Landmark Bank, we offer competitive CD rates, business and personal accounts, loans, mobile banking, and more. But what sets us apart is our personal touch and passion for our community. We believe that the future of our bank depends on the success and satisfaction of our customers. Come see a friendly face and someone who knows you and your business and wants to help you accomplish your goals. We're now open in Brewley and would love to talk to you. Give us a call at 225-250-5411 or stop in and see us. LandmarkBankLA.com.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Jake and James of Trash Rangers. Do you need one more reason to switch your residential trash pickup? How about $13.95 a month for the first few months? Go to trashrangers.com and make the switch today.
Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 5 brands on one lot. Shop BayouAutomotive.com.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Let's go out to San Diego. Our buddy Chris Massaro with us each and every week at this time. We're singing his praises over here because a very good on your picks for the Super Bowl, Chris. I hope it translated into that much of a profit for you personally.
Yeah, thank you. It was a very good Super Bowl for me after the last couple of years of some anguish. I've been on the wrong side of the Chiefs kingdom too many times, so it was nice to finally be on the right side. And like I mentioned, I played a bunch of those alt numbers, and I have some really interesting alt parlays that I already hit. Going towards college basketball for the championships and Final Fours with some big plus prices. So very excited how that turned out, and it was nice not even have to sweat it out at all because we already had the all totals were in well before the game was even in question. So very happy about that.
And the Eagles, individually over the team totals in the first half and in the game, that wasn't much of a sweat either, Chris.
No, it was. At one point when they threw that first offensive pass interference, like everyone else in the country, here we go again.
Yeah.
And then they kind of stymied out on the middle of the second quarter, but then they got the pick six, and that was about as happy as I've been watching a Super Bowl since Tom Brady beat the Rams back in 2018. So. We were doing a little jig in the house, so I was thrilled. Yeah.
How'd the food come out, bro?
The pizza came out great. We had some very accommodating guests who also brought. We had some ribs, and we got some pulled pork as well. So we had a little Italian, we had a little barbecue. It was a nice smorgasbord of it all. It was great day all around.
You did the alts with your Philly team totals. Including a plus 295 on 30.5, and that had to feel good to go over in the third quarter. And of course, but there was a part of that game where you like us, and I was hitting the Charlie, and I was like, because we had Philly. I had Philly big, and I said, I had Philly alt line minus 8.5 as well. So I did more of the Philly alt lines instead of the total outlines. I guess they're similar. We're cheering for the same. But man, they're killing them. It's only 7-0. They're killing them. It's only 10-0. But bam, those back-to-back turnovers. Then that was pizza for everybody. They had to be toasted. You ever doing a little jigging in the Macero household?
There was some toasting. Yes, there was some toasting. Yes, I can agree to that. There was some toasting. But like I said, in one of the alts I had, I played some Maryland, who looked really good last night, even though the refs tried to give it to Nebraska. Something has to be done about these Midwestern ref teams. I mean, these referees in these home games. It's unbelievable. The stuff they like to give away. I mean, I think every trip down the court last night, Nebraska was shooting 2 free throws. I mean, they called every single foul on Maryland. They did everything they could do to keep Nebraska in the game, and it still wasn't good enough.
Maryland is a real interesting team. I gave them out locally here, Otterlock's picks, but they lead the country in games where all 5 starters scored double digits. They have a few of those games. I don't know, there's 4 or 5 of them, but they don't have a ton of depth. But when you're talking about getting into the tournament, we're trying to find teams that might be, they're a dangerous team, because we know when you get to the tournament, longer, it's kind of like the Super Bowl light, longer commercial breaks, it's more choppy. It gets into your bench a little bit less than a normal game. So, I mean, Nebraska's been tough, Chris. I mean, they've been tough at home, and Hoiberg's such a good coach, and I listened to his post game after. He's fun to listen to, man. He took a shot at the refs a little bit, but in a mild-mannered way. I don't know. I can't believe he's coaching at Nebraska. I would just tell you that.
He's still the mayor.
I cannot freaking believe we got Mike McMahon and Nebraska has freaking Freddie Hoiberg. I can't believe it.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I was on Maryland last night. I have Maryland at 90-1 to win, to cut down the nets. I think they're
really?
a
Okay.
Final Four team.
Okay.
Yeah, and I have them at 90-1, and I have them at 90-1 with the alt Philly, which makes it about 1,000-1. So we have a couple of different combos with Maryland to hopefully make a deep run. But if you want to know, I'd like to break down a couple things as we've talked, me and you, about this whole travel spot in college basketball.
Especially Big Ten and ACC with all,
Big Ten and ACC, Tuesday night, for example, Oregon came off 2 tough Midwest games against Michigan and Michigan State. The Michigan State game they gave away. Now they're flying back to play Northwestern at home. Well, Northwestern was already sitting there because they had just played Washington Friday night. So that's perceived as an easy game for Oregon. Oregon's laying 9. What happens? They only win by 6. Northwestern covers. Same scenario presents itself on Wednesday night. You had Wake Forest on a 3-game winning streak, just won 2 nice games on the West Coast over Cal and Stanford. They come home for the perceived easy game versus Florida State, laying 7. What happens? Florida State wins outright. There's a similar scenario coming up tomorrow. Arizona State was just out in the Midwest playing Texas Tech and Oklahoma State. They played a grueling game, overtime, lost to Texas Tech, kind of gave it away. Now they're coming home for the perceived easy game versus TCU. I'm going to lean towards TCU depending upon what that number is. Ken Palm's got it at a 7 + 7 TCU. So that's one I'm looking at for tomorrow. But these spots keep coming up. For example, NC State went to the West Coast last weekend, and they came home Wednesday. Not that they're a good team, but they were getting like 11 at home versus Louisville. They got blown out, lost by 25. These spots keep presenting themselves, and if you look for them, you can find them, and you can get some good value on an underdog team a lot of times when they're sitting there waiting to play while the other team's flying back, and it's a perceived easy game for the other team, the team coming home, and they end up laying an egg.
Gotcha. TCU is playing who tomorrow?
Arizona State, 7 o'clock.
Playing Arizona
Oh
State.
my goodness, Arizona State too. I mean, Arizona. But so you going against Arizona State after the double overtime game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be looking away TCU. Hopefully, you get 7 or something along those lines. You don't want to play TCU +3, but if they're not a great team, but that's why you're getting some value. You're getting more than 2 possessions against a team like ASU who's not that great. ASU's lost like 5 or 6 in a row, but they're coming off the double overtime. So it's just a spot play where you hold your nose, you take a horrible team like TCU. You're getting some points on the road, and you hope they pull it off.
Well, TCU had their own wild one against Oklahoma State. I mean, they tried their best to throw that away. They did throw it away, and then they hit with 2 seconds. They go length of the court pass, 3-pointer at the buzzer to win by 1. And speaking of Arizona State, this I've seen enough. Bobby Hurley's got a decent roster. He's got shot makers and he's got length. He can't coach. He's just not a good coach. He is not the coach of the way better player than his brother, but not close to his brother. I mean, they actually have a decent roster at Arizona State. They just can't get it done. Indiana and UCLA is the headliner game tonight. Who we looking at there? Indiana catching 1.5 at home, coming off of their big win against Michigan State at East Lansing midweek.
Yeah, I'm not running to the window to take Indiana, but it would be Indiana or pass for me. UCLA, like Bruce had just mentioned, they're 0-4 in true road games. Losses at Nebraska, Maryland, Rutgers, Illinois. They have no wins on the road outside the Pacific time zone. And, Indiana hasn't quit. Huge effort Saturday versus Michigan. Then they get the outright win against Michigan State. This team hasn't won a home game since January 8th. So I think this is a spot where the crowd's going to be super into it. Mick Cronin gets a little emotional. I feel like the crowd's going to be riding him pretty hard. I'm not running to the window. If I could get a 2 or 2.5, I'd be on Indiana. Or what I like to look at in this game is Indiana's been prone to start a little slow. And you can get a good, maybe in-game number, maybe 5, maybe 6, because if you look at UCLA's road wins that they have, the games that they have won, they've been by 2, 3, 5, and 6. So I'd say maybe if you can get 2, 2.5 on Indiana, maybe a half unit there, and then maybe look for an in-game line, you might be able to get a better number, 5, 6, because UCLA is not the type of team that's going to blow you out on the road.
All right. Chris Massaro joining us right now here to show each and every week. Another good one tomorrow, Chris. Now, we know about Auburn, Alabama, but Houston, Arizona, a top 10 matchup in Tucson. Houston now a slight favorite on the road here, 1.5.
Yeah, I'm going to be leaning Arizona here. I was hoping to get a little bit more than 1.5. I saw Ken Palm had it at like a +3 Arizona, but if it's 1.5, I'd still lean Arizona. Houston is 6-0 on the road, 0-2 in neutral games. We have to look closer at the road games, Colorado last weekend was a 2-point game late in the second. West Virginia was a 5-point game late in the second. The Kansas debacle, double overtime where Kansas gave them the game. The UCF game, Houston trailed the entire game and won the game by 1. There are other 2 wins on the road, OK State and K-State, before K-State turned it around. So their 6-0 road record isn't quite as strong as it might appear. So I'm going to ride Arizona. I think they're going to bounce back off a terrible shooting performance Wednesday night versus K-State, where they only shot 2 for 22 from 3. Caleb Love was 0 for 7. This team plays so much better at the McHale Center in Tucson. I'm going to go with a little rebound. Tommy Lloyd and the boys, the Wildcats, take the 1.5. If you can get 2, I'd go for that. But I think there's a good shot Arizona upsets Houston.
Let me ask you, man. You live about 10 minutes from UC San Diego and Torrey Pines. You going to see a golf, or is the basketball team? Have you seen the basketball team this year?
No. I went to renew my passport the other day, and the passport office is on the UCSC campus. But that is about as close as I've got to any sort of activity
Okay.
at the. I like to watch the games on my couch.
I got you. But the coach, man. I mean, he's got something cooking over there, man. I mean, they blasted
Yeah,
Irvine on the road. Yeah.
Very strong defense. I had under Irvine team total the other night, and it was not looking good. But the Tritons put the clamps on late in the second half, and it looked like Irvine had never shot the basketball the last 5 minutes of the game. I think they only had 2 points the last 5 or 6 minutes of that game when the Tritons pulled away.
What's the deal with all the rain over there, bro?
Yeah, it's coming through. Went through Vegas, Arizona, San Diego yesterday at Torrey Pines. It was 58 windy, felt like 48. The crowds weren't very big, although the Genesis people are in charge of all that. So not the same crew for the tickets and all the stuff that we usually get to do. So I have Rory top 10 and top 5. So he's got that chip in yesterday, which was exciting on 8. So see if he can. I haven't really even peeked at it today. I'm not even sure what's going on, but that's who I'm on.
Yeah, they stumbled down the stretch yesterday, and I mean Scheffler's got an eagle putt on 18, and he parred it. So I mean, it's just the conditions are really, really tough. Scheffler's a favorite, going from about 4-1 to now at plus 210 in Rory. Second choice now at about 8-1, and Humans came on yesterday and said that he's gonna, because the ball's just not gonna roll more, he's got to get somebody off the tee as strong as he can. That's why he went with Rory. But yeah, that's some brutal conditions, man. I mean, I haven't seen it like that in a long, long time. All right, Chris, we appreciate it, man. Wait, one more thing. Please tell me you had UConn against Creighton this week. Please.
I did not. I know you've been riding Creighton the whole time. I was a total stay away game for me because I've been burned by Creighton too many times. And finally, when I should have been on them, I wasn't on them. But at least I wasn't involved with Creighton at all. Creighton's one of those teams where when they're clicking on all cylinders, they can beat anyone in the country. But I just still don't trust them. I don't trust their toughness. I just think they're a little soft. Even though that Kalkbrenner
and they all
piling up the stats week after week.
I mean, but they are the pace wore him down too. But look, man, the UConn freshman, he made a difference too with 38. I mean, my goodness, turned a 14-point lead into a win in downtown. 8 p.m. tip and $1 beer. That could be tough. That could be tough in downtown Omaha. Chris, good luck to you, brother. Great stuff as always. We'll talk to you next week.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend.
Yes, indeed. Chris Massaro from San Diego, professional sports gambler, breaking down his. We've been trying to, it's new this year, Charlie, but trying to get an angle on that. So road trip, competitive games, come back as a favorite can be a little bit of a, kind of a fatigue spot.
We've seen it happen a number of times. Probably the most prominent was when Iowa State went out on that West Coast trip and then came home and got blown out by Kansas State.
And that's a perfect example because fatigued and as a big favorite, not overly motivated. Yeah. So that's why he's, it's how much was Iowa State going to get fired up to play
Kansas
State. To play Kansas State when they just played at Arizona and they got Kansas coming up. The sandwich spot in the schedule too.
Yes, it was.
Don't forget our friends over at Total maintenance. I know we're not thinking AC right now, but now is the time to schedule your AC check. It's one time, because when we start stressing these units, man, you got to clean it. We got to check it, evaluate it, and see if you might have a part that might be, this thing is going to break down when we really break it. It's going to be much more expensive. And the great thing is you save $100. It's normally $179. It's just $79. Right around the corner where we're really stressing these AC units. It's going to give you lower monthly bills, extend the lifetime of your unit, and avoid more costly repairs by evaluating, make sure all your parts are in good standing there. And it's just $79. Call Total Maintenance right now, 480-1000, 480-1000. Total Maintenance, one of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies.
Live at Ruffino's Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Take a swing around the parish to one of Breck's 5 golf courses, 2 championship courses, Santa Maria and Beaver Creek, and 3 courses for the more casual golfers, the popular 18-hole Webb Park, and 2 9-hole courses, City Park, and the newly renovated J.S. Clark. Breck's courses are designed to challenge every level of golfer, from beginner to pro. So come and get into the swing of things. Book your tee time online or find a course near you at golf.breck.org. That's golf.breck.org.
Workbox can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial and residential. Our shipping containers come in various sizes, 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, or even 8x40 feet. Not just one size. These units can be customized for any use. Custom lunchrooms, offices, work sites for plumbers or welders, dual purpose, part office, part storage, climate control, shelving, lighting, using different materials, whatever you need. Give my buddy Martin Padiel at Workbox a call at 343-4886, 343-4886, and workboxllc.com.
A parade of savings await you all month long with Mardi Gras markdown pricing at Supreme Chevrolet in Gonzales. Now's the time to expect more Supreme savings, more Supreme selection, and more Supreme satisfaction. Choose from one of the area's best selections of new Silverados, Tahoes, Traverses, and all the other great Supreme Chevrolet values. For more, please visit SupremeChevy.com. That's SupremeChevy.com. Or together, let's drive to Supreme Chevrolet in Gonzales.
Dude, where's my truck?
Dude, it's at Alpha Customs, remember?
Oh, yeah, dude. My truck's going to be so tricked out. It'll be like, dude, where's my spaceship?
Totally, dude. I got my ride pimped out at Airline Highway in Prairieville. They got a spot in Lafayette, too.
No way, dude. That's epic. I got to get my wheels tricked out. Being Alpha, right?
Yeah, man, being Alpha.
And their service is so fast, it's like they have a pit crew of ninja garage dudes.
Totally, dude. And the prices, so good. Even my wallet gave me a high five.
Dude.
AlphaCustoms.net.
Did your doctor prescribe physical therapy? And when you went to the location closest to your house, did they really work on you to get rid of your problem? Or did they take you through a list of exercises you could find on Google? Ladies and gentlemen, that is not physical therapy. My name is Robbie Bolton, owner of Evolve Physical Therapy and Sports. And if you're an active individual and you're having nagging knee pain with running, or your elbow or shoulder hurts with tennis or hitting a volleyball, don't go to someone's one of many locations. Come to the location. Evolve Physical Therapy and Sports on Starring Lane.
WCK Foundation Repair, locally owned and operated, has been in business over 25 years. Engineers agree WCK uses the best repair method for Louisiana's unique soil conditions. Rely on WCK to provide a solid standard with friendly local professionals. Interest-free financing available. WCK Foundation Repair.
WCK Foundation Repair. WCK, a leader among peers. WCK.
Attention vehicle owners. Before you trade your transportation, let K&M Automotive give your vehicle a new lease on life with a remanufactured product from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. A Jasper remanufactured engine, transmission, or differential will extend your vehicle's life, giving you the extra cash to do the things you really enjoy. And Jasper offers a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide parts and labor warranty. K&M Automotive, 636-2875. That's K&M Automotive, Siegen near Perkins.
Cajun Soft Wash, Baton Rouge's largest soft wash company, offers top-tier exterior cleaning for homes and businesses. Certified, insured, and locally owned. They ensure safe and thorough cleanings every time. Learn more at CajunSoftWash.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 5 brands on one lot. Shop BayouAutomotive.com.
Live at lunch with Otten Hanny from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Today's show brought to you in part by Coastal Capital Advisors, because when it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike. So let Coastal Capital Advisors tailor a plan for you and your family's needs, same way they've done it for me. Doesn't matter your age or your financial situation, Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a relationship for a lifetime. Into retirement, they've worked especially well for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff, 337-981-1376. Online, it's coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors. Securities offered through New Age Securities, member FINRA, SIPC. LSU's women's basketball team has got a game on Sunday against Texas. This will be, outside of the trip to South Carolina, their toughest game of the year. Texas last night, in what looked like it could be easily a sandwich spot after their big win against South Carolina, with LSU coming into the building next week, going to 8th-ranked Kentucky, who's 19-3 on the season, and Texas just blew them away. 18-point win. It really wasn't that close. It was 22 at the end of 3. So LSU and Texas on Sunday. That game is a 2:00 tip-off on ABC. That'll be one of the premier regular season games in women's basketball. Another one was last night at USC. Where USC beat UCLA. Despite trailing going into the fourth quarter by 5, they beat the number 1 Bruins. First loss of the season for UCLA. And Juju Watkins had a game for the ages against the number 1 team in the country. 38 points, 11 rebounds, 8 block shots, a career high in block shots. And USC came from 5 points down to win the game going away, 71-60. And then the other game we had circled last night, South Carolina. Well, Kenny White said yesterday, can name the score. Did. They won it by 38. So just a couple of tidbits from last night. Juju Watkins was I did not stay awake for the rest of the game. It was on Peacock anyway, but I did watch the extended highlights this morning. She's worth the price of admission. 6'2", 11 rebounds and 8 block shots against the 6'7".
I think that's the best game of the year, though, especially with the note. I'm talking about statistically. Now, given the caliber of competition, no doubt it's her highlight game of the year. But I think that's just like she saved her best for the best. And it's a crosstown rival. They're both top 10. The whole is UCLA number 1?
They were.
They were number
1.
Well,
they still are, but they're
number 1.
That was their first loss of the season. And we don't bring up a lot of women's basketball outside of LSU, but Kenny White's been giving us picks. He's been doing really well. For Watkins to hit 6 out of 9 threes and have 8 block shots and 11 rebounds, I mean, this is she's the best player in the country, obviously, but her all-around game stood out last night. That was again one of the all-timers for a regular season game for USC, who had lost earlier this season to UCLA. So going out to the box here in about 15 minutes for Hunt Palmer shows this opening day.
All right, here's an update on Kentucky. Lamont Butler, we talked about them. He's had a shoulder injury, and they really struggled without him for the most part. They did manage to beat Tennessee at Knoxville without him, but he played great in a blowout win against South Carolina and was playing really good again. Left the game when Kentucky had the lead. Tennessee took the lead, and then Kentucky just hit a bunch of shots at the end. Mark Pope yesterday, Coach Kentucky, said probably not. I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
Don't look for him to play. They're already without. So just because they got a little hot stretch to close the Tennessee game, he's a big loss. He's a big loss. So maybe Texas in a spot where they can't afford a loss right now on the bubble. Just be careful if you're considering taking Kentucky there, because Butler probably not going to play. So probably I list him as doubtful, and that's a big blow there. Don't be misled because they got hot against Tennessee down the stretch. Another bubble team, obviously, is that LSU goes against. Just like Arkansas cannot afford a loss to a lower power team like LSU. Same thing with Oklahoma. I mean, these are the 3 teams: Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. I think I think Mississippi State still has a little cushion. That was a bad loss. Maybe Georgia also. But those are the teams that are kind of fallen into that, with this record year for the SEC. Can't have that many top 5 teams and not have some of these teams that were safely in kind of slip toward the bubble range. So Oklahoma against LSU tomorrow. Texas needs a win against Kentucky. Mississippi State goes to Oxford tomorrow. They had won in overtime at Starkville earlier. And so, and Georgia hosts, is it Missouri tomorrow? They've got it a key one.
Yes, it is Missouri.
Yeah, in Athens, right?
Yes. Texas has been a mixed bag at home. They had really close losses against Tennessee and Auburn. No shame there. Good wins against Missouri and Texas A&M. The last 2, you lose to Arkansas at home. That's tough. You lose to Alabama. Nothing to be ashamed of there, but they got blown out. They lost by 23, so they really need a win. They've won. They've lost 4 out of 5 now. Overall. So they're capable of a big effort at home. Just hadn't had one recently.
You go into the box this weekend, you go into gymnastics, you're just hanging around campus and looking for something. Don't forget our friends at Los Reyes. We did the show a couple of days ago at Los Reyes Mexican Grill. Happy hours every day, 2:30 to 6:30. That's great, man. All of your favorite Mexican items, a great happy hour as well. Great staff, got plenty of TVs behind the bar to watch of it. Tell them you heard it right here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Los Reyes Mexican Grill, a real good idea if you headed to campus for all the events this weekend.
Live at Ruffino's Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at Lunch.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Happy Valentine's Day from your friends at Rouse's. And look, no matter what you got going on this Valentine's Day, you want to get in to your local Rouse's. Check out some of these great deals I got right now. You want a dozen market fresh roses? How about only $19.97? How about a USDA prime beef short loin? Only $9.99 a pound. That's a saving over $4 a pound. What about a USDA prime beef T-bone steak? Only $11.99 a pound, guys. So boneless, skinless chicken breast, $1.97 a pound. You want to pair that with some potatoes, jumbo baggy-sized russet potatoes, 49 cents a pound. I mean, and the list goes on and on, guys. This is all just on the first page of the coupon booklet when you walk into Rouse's. And remember, guys, your home for king cakes shipped anywhere in the contiguous U.S. is always Rouse's. So the perfect gift this Mardi Gras season. Go to kingcakes.rouses.com and let's have ourselves a V-Day.
Go Tommies!
If you enjoy reading
you ready for the promo, Hanny?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I'm thinking.
No, it's okay. I thought because that's a live remote that's going on right now, huh?
Yeah, that's me doing that T-Bob.
No, I thought you had to wait until that was done. I'm ready whenever.
Oh no, my bad. I thought we had another hour. Like I don't know. I'm tripping.
Okay.
All right, I got you. Hold up. It's rolling.
This is Charles Hannegriff. Join us for the Monday edition of Live at Lunch from Walk-Ons.
Wait, hold up. I messed up. Okay, now it's good.
This is Charles Hannegriff. Join us for the Monday edition of Live at Lunch from Walk-Ons in Brewley. We'll recap a huge weekend in college basketball plus the first weekend of baseball at the Box. Live at Lunch from Walk-Ons in Brewley, 11 a.m. Monday on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Comes to celebrate life.
Are you looking for the perfect ride for your next getaway? Rent a car for the week at All-Star Toyota and only pay for 6 days. You get 7 days of adventure for the price of just 6. So whether you're headed out on a road trip, you need a vehicle for the week, or just want something new to drive, we've got you covered.
At All-Star Toyota, we offer a wide selection of Toyota vehicles ready to hit the road when you are. Conveniently located at Airline and Goodwood in Baton Rouge. Visit us today or check out our website at allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com for more details.
All-Star Toyota, people you know, cars you trust.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. It paid for me to be the first person in my family to go to school. That education got me to the first day at my dream job, which I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job and the home loan benefits I got from the Army National Guard helped me buy my first house. I also know that I will be one of the first to respond if my community ever needs me.
Sponsored by the Louisiana Army National Guard, aired by the Louisiana Association of Broadcasters and this station.
The Grove Recovery Center asks you to call to let their family help yours. And know this, each of the members of the Grove's admission team are not only in recovery, they've also made that same phone call. So please know that when you reach out to them, there will be no judgment or ridicule, rather sympathy and understanding. After less than 10 minutes, a program of recovery destined for you begins. That phone call is the beginning of a new life. Let someone that's changed theirs help you change yours with the Grove Recovery Center, 310-2600.
Louisiana Nursery is hiring. Both full-time and part-time jobs are available with good pay and flexible hours. Apply online at louisiananursery.com/careers. That's louisiananursery.com/careers.
Jake and James of Trash Rangers. How does $13.95 a month for residential trash pickup sound to you? Go to trashrangers.com for all the info and make the switch today. That's trashrangers.com.
Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 5 brands on one lot. Shop BayouAutomotive.com.
Live at lunch with Odd and Hanny from Ruffino's on Highland Road on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
First chance for LSU baseball fans to see the team this year. The fantastic freshman Derek Curio, top 10 high school player in the country last year. Daniel Dickinson, who put up tremendous numbers at Utah Valley at second base. Luis Hernandez behind the plate from Indiana State. We'll see Anthony Ianson, the transfer from San Diego, pitch tomorrow. The return of Chase Shores on Sunday. First game in 23 months for the big right-hander. Also, tremendous freshman William Schmidt from right here, Catholic High. Figures to pitch at some point in the next 3 days. Also, Connor Ware, the lefty from Pearl River, had an outstanding fall. Is very, very highly thought of. Your first chance to see all those. Con will have plenty on that over the next 2 hours. He is broadcasting live from out at the box.
30.
Huge weekend in college basketball as well, so enjoy that and enjoy your Valentine's Day. On Monday, we will be
Love is in the air.
in Truly, and I promise Jimmy won't sing.
Use Colucci's mama's cooking.
And Jordan back in the studio.
Love
Charles
is in
Hanniger
the
saying
air.
thank you and good afternoon. Stop, turn him down. Oh, here at Ruffino's Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.